Welcome back to the StumbleBums podcast. I am your host, Twisted Joy. With me, as always, over here to the left. Introduce yourself.
I'm Schmidzilla, also known as Twisted G.
That's not true. These are lies that the government has portrayed to you.
Um, we're back in studio bum duty.
The bum
Welcome back.
diggitest.
Intro over.
Intro over. We're on the full frontal here. I mean, like facializing these things. Non sexual, you know. How's your week been, Smitty?
Um, Pretty normal week all the way up until today. Um, Friday, I did something I shouldn't have done. Spent $100 on the new Twilight expansion, but that's nor here nor there. Um,
Smitty, you need to say
then
more about Twilight expansion because you gotta understand people might think that you're talking about the movie or those crappy books.
Twilight Imperium board game. They have a new expansion called Thunder's Edge, and got a lot of new stuff. And it was a little over $100 from Asmodee, formerly Fantasy Flight. And I just got the confirmation right before the podcast that it shipped. So
Hell yeah, bro!
in a couple days, I'll be reading a book and staring at a whole bunch of shiny components.
I'm pretty excited.
Um,
Sorry.
I thought I had to wait an hour at the phone store, but it only had to be a half an hour this time, so I was excited about that. And what I went there for was non-urgent. I got a false text saying I got a suspension notification, but my account says I have credit for that amount that it was saying. So it was some weird bullshit. And
I
then
mean, yeah, it makes
today,
sense.
right before the podcast as well, me and Sigger walked to rallies and their card machine was broken. And the dude's like, give me a second. Came back and he took like 75% off of it. And I'm
Dang.
like, but I only got $6 in cash. He's like, yeah, give me one more minute. And he went
Hell
back in
yeah.
there, came back out, and he's like, 5.99. And I'm like, all right, here you go.
He must have gave you like that employee discount. You know, he's like, "Yo, boss, we ain't got enough money in the register for anything to give him back. Can we just be like,
I mean, he could have just declined my order because my order was originally like freaking $17.
That's
So
insane too, because like, man, I do agree with you. Like, Rally's is just one of the best fast food restaurants. Like, it's just I can't remember. I think it's the Reuben burger or whatever. I had that for the first time. So it's like barbecue on like some kind of like cheeseburger thing. I don't know. I had it when I was hammered drunk after bowling night one time, and
that's the best time to get rallies.
dude, it really is. Oh my god, hammered drunk
Really,
after bowling
anytime,
night,
but if you're
man.
really drunk, rallies is prime choice.
Oh my god, the fries, and then you just eat that. Like I want to say it was the Reuben burger or something like that. I don't think it was the Reuben though, because I don't think it was Reuben that was on that sandwich. I don't know. I was too fucking drunk to remember, I guess. But it really
I
was
always get the
like
Big Buford, so
I think that's what it was.
I'm a
Big
big
Buford. That's what it was. It's the Big Buford. That is such
yeah,
a fantastic sandwich when you are hammered out of your damn calamity.
yeah, I always get the Big Buford. It's the way to go. And of course the fries. And then
Oh yeah.
here recently I've been getting their chicken tenders along with my order. Those are bomb.
I don't go enough to like experiment. You know what I mean? Like when I go, I just got it down. I got my drunk
Well, you're
order. I'm
close to
like,
one the
brother,
next town away, so
do you not see where I am?
yeah, the next town away.
Heaven?
There ain't no rally. No. If there's a rallies in hell, I definitely ain't going because I won't be in hell.
Damn right. The frog's gonna be soggy and worthless. The frogs? I meant to say
I'm like,
fries.
yeah, this place is a
I
little
hang on.
desolate,
You
but
didn't even
it's
catch that.
right over that mountain over there. There's a rally, so like, Yeah, this
You
place might
didn't
suck,
even catch
but
that.
we
I
got
can't
the
believe that.
one.
You could have made so much fun of me, Smitty. You really could have. You did not hear me say the frogs would be freaking smog or I can't remember. Soggy. I really did. I did not say fries. Chat. Chat, tell me. I did not say fries.
We don't
Camera's
have a
here now.
chat.
Somebody comments every now and then. And
Oh,
they'll
that's
agree
what
if
you're
they've
at.
listened this far. I did not say fries. I said frogs. They get soggy. And actually, they kind of do. Spending time in ponds and stuff.
Even a soggy rally fry is the best soggy fries out of all soggy fries.
I don't know. A soggy Arby's curly fry.
Second, I would go that if it's not a rallies. Any other fry, I'm going
It depends
straight
on
in
the
the
crisp.
trash.
I guess if it's soggy, there's no crispiness. Yeah, you're right. I guess it would be rallies on the flavor alone.
Yeah, the seasoning, like, but their oil is so old, no moisture surviving. Their their oil is oil and grease, and mostly grease.
And damn it, that is America, baby. That's how you do it. That's how you show people how it's done. That was actually kind of cool. Look at my tattoo on my arm.
I can't. It's not in my frame.
It's
I'm
not.
on a tinier screen than you.
I dislike you. Okay. I heavily dislike you.
Sorry, I haven't spent thousands of dollars on a setup.
Okay, don't even. I've not spent thousands. Okay. Don't make me sound like that. This is not thousands.
Hundreds of
Most this is
thousands. Fine,
most
fine.
this
I'll tell
is
the
I
truth.
bought a
You spent
one
hundreds
thousand
of
dollar
thousands
computer.
on a setup.
No. Listen, I spent $1,000 on a computer and then like $100 on a Razer headset. The keyboard and the mouse came free. A $60 camera, which this is a $60 camera. I'm not mad at the quality of this thing. What's that? Like 1,300, 200 to say at the end? I'm not mad at it.
That
Actually,
was,
and this monitor actually was free. Actually, I would have spent another
that's
300, but this
you know,
monitor I got for free. This is a
you
curved
can't say you dislike
27
me because
inch.
I haven't dumped thousands of dollars into this yet.
Well, you haven't. You only spent like 400 on a what you call it podcast machine that you don't even use. So you know,
Because I don't got nothing to hook it up to,
I'm sorry. I just love
and
pissing them
these
off.
lights,
Yeah,
and
those
these
lights are
lights.
really useful.
And
So is
I
this.
also
So is
said,
this. Hang on. So is this one fucking light bulb I have right here. Sorry, I just had to fuck with you about that.
don't you don't look as good as me. You look more
I'm a
flushed out, all
vampire,
white.
bitch.
Yeah, yeah, like
Okay, I can go
it's not that
yellow.
great light. It's still not that great light. You're still all
All right,
flushed
fine.
out.
I'll go red.
You're still all flushed out.
I'm amazing.
And I'm the champion of the world.
That's a lie. So, Smitty, you got a topic? Or we just gonna sit here and bicker on? You piece
Well,
of
how was
shit.
your
You
week?
worthless
You
asshole.
I went over my week. That was literally my whole week.
My week. Actually, I got really mad. This is gonna sound really childish, but over the weekend, I really wanted to play a Lego game for some reason out of nowhere. I really wanted to play one, and I was like, "What's a really good one from childhood to replay?" And I was like, "Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, man. I love the Pirates of the Caribbean series, right?" And it worked greatly for like Friday and Saturday and most of Sunday. And then out of nowhere on Monday, this shit is just crashing. And then the mermaid on the Whitecap Bay mission of Stranger Tides, when I'm shining a light on that bitch, just keeps swimming in circles. The hoe won't swim to the objective and go back and do this thing and do all this shit. No, bitch just keeps going in circles. I have uninstalled. I have checked and validated the files. I have restarted the mission 100 times, and the bitch just keeps going in circles. I can't beat the game. I'm pissed. I really am. I know that that's such a childish thing to get mad about, but that was my weekend and a good Monday night. But then Tuesday, I just started playing GTA 5 story again. And actually, low key, sorry, I burped
I
there.
mean,
I wanted to cancel the podcast tonight so I keep playing GTA 5 because I just got done with the jewelry heist. God, the hiccups and burps are getting to me. I'm sorry, y'all. I wanted to keep playing GTA 5. It's so addicting. I don't know what it is. But yeah, that was basically my week. I tried to play the piano a little bit, kind of fucked up and all that, and I was really terrified of a wolf spider in the garage. Uh, oh, actually, I lit my pants on fire on Sunday night.
on purpose.
No.
All
Um, so like
right,
I
I'll
was smoking a
elaborate. How did you accidentally light your crotch on fire?
pants, and it was like down like towards the ankle, like
Yeah, if
you
you
know.
don't
Oh my
specify
God, cramp
where
in
on
the
the
leg.
pants, I'm gonna get
Oh,
idiot.
okay, but so I lit the pants on fire, and here I am. Sorry, y'all. I lit the pants on fire because I blew the bowl out and didn't realize that there was still a coal in it. I was a little drunk. And hey, Seeger, how you doing, brother? Look at that cute dog, everybody. Oh,
Yeah,
that's a doggo right
you-
there. I think I could sit back down. But I blew the coal out of the bowl, not realizing that it wasn't entirely empty. And at the angle that I blew it at, it was like this, and it like hit my leg and blew like onto the edge of my boot, like right onto the edge of my pant leg. And I didn't notice it.
yeah.
Didn't notice it. Then out of nowhere, there's a tiny little flame next time that I looked down. And it wasn't very, it was like max height that I got to was like that far. But I did. I lit my pants on fire, not even realizing it from a damn bull pack. Like, you think sparks don't kill, man? Like, I could have burnt down the whole garage if I've been retarded.
Yeah, you could have. Weren't paying attention. You would have been the source. How did the fire start and
Well, you
spread?
see, officer, I threw my pants off. And I'll be real. The biggest
It'd be
thing,
even funnier if
you
you
do
didn't make
not
it out
think
in
about
the
stop, drop, and
stories or
roll
the
when you
pop
are lit on
commercial.
fire. Sorry, let me say this. You do not think about stop, drop, and roll when you are on fire. The only thing that goes through your head is, I'm on fire! Fuck! Fuck! Oh! Oh! Because I swear to God, that's all I did. I did not think stop, drop, and roll. I screamed like a bitch. I ran around flailing like I was a cartoon character. And yeah, no, it really, like, you do not think about stop, drop, and roll when you are on fire. You don't. And afterwards, you're like, huh, that probably would have worked.
Um, I think you would have just been better just to pad it out.
I tried, but the dancing along with the fear did not help. It just added
Yeah,
more
you
air.
shouldn't have been dancing. You should have like did like a knee. You should have
You know
took a
what,
knee
Smitty?
and just
Fuck you.
went
Light
to
yourself on
town.
fire and tell me how it goes for you, okay?
I mean, when I was younger, I lit myself on fire several times,
I lit
and
my hair on fire to scare my friends. Fuck you.
most of the time I did it. It was a more of a winter activity because most of the time when I would do it, we would be outside, and I would use the snow.
I
So
would light my hair on
it,
fire
it
with
it
my
it
buddy.
it was always more of a winter party trick.
For me, it was always just a fun drunk trick that I would use on Alec because Alec used to love to try to like scare me with which for people listening, Alec is an old childhood friend of mine. He would try to scare me by flicking lighters in my face all the time, which that wouldn't get me. I used to shine flashlights in my eyeballs just for fun. And so I could do the like flicking towards him and he would freak out. And I was like, I want to take it one step further. I just started lighting my hair on fire really quick because I learned that you can light your hair on fire and just pat it out really quick. And if you do it the right way, all people will see is just this great fireball, but put out quickly. And you're like, what was that? You're like, what are you talking about? And they smell the hair burnt and they know. Especially if you've done it a few times, like I have, which is why my hair is just different lengths all over the place.
and doesn't grow.
That is true, actually. My hair has stayed this length for, I want to say, half a year now. So I need to go and talk to a salonist or something.
Hairstylist.
Hairstylist, salonist, same shit. Same building. I mean,
Girls are hairstylists, guys are barbers. They technically go to different
I didn't
schools.
say barber. I said salonist.
Yeah, and that's not a thing.
It might be
But
one
I
day.
can see that
I look
there.
so pale with
I
this
can
light
see
on.
how you got there. Because you don't, because when you go to see a barber, you go to the barber shop. When you go to
Oh, that
see a
helps so much.
hairstylist, you go to the salon. So I can see how you get that stuff. I only
I
know this
actually
because I grew up in
see.
a hair salon. I would not know this otherwise. My mom was a hairstylist for 20 years.
This guy grew up around women.
I did.
Make fun of him, chat.
I was grounded, and my mom was a single mom. So when I would get grounded, she would take me to the hair salon, and I would sit in the break room and do my homework.
I mean, I can't talk
And
any crap at all actually about you like hanging out with women at all. My best friends growing up in high school were two chicks and then one dude.
yeah, did you live close, or did you only see him at school?
Well, actually, one of the chicks lived
Like,
like
how
a few
much
houses
outdoor
down.
activities happened in that
Okay,
one town of yours?
okay, actually, to be real, like, okay, so one chick lived a few houses down from me, and her mom was like one of the ones that was like, party on, Garth, if you know what I mean. She really never like gave her any real discipline like my own dad would have given me if I'd done half the shit that she did. I mean, she was hooked on meth when we were in our sophomore year, I want to say. Not sophomore.
Yeah,
What is it? Sophomore the year after freshman? Yeah, yeah, it is.
I feel
Yeah,
like
sophomore
I feel
year
like
they were hooked on
everybody
meth. And
knows a chick like that in their neighborhood. That type
yeah,
of chick
and,
seems
and so
common in every neighborhood, you know.
exactly. And so naturally, we all crowded around that house because we knew that we can get away with anything we wanted to do. I mean, why else not? I mean, our own parents would have
Yeah.
kicked their own asses if we tried to do half the shit we did. But her mom would buy us, cigarettes, alcohol, and shit like that. And she wouldn't do that all the time, I should say. But like if it was like a weekend in which like there was like any kind of celebration, like homecoming, blah blah. Even though we were like freshmen going to homecoming, she was like, "Here's some booze, motherfuckers." Or I shouldn't say freshmen. We were sophomores going to homecoming. Like it was that kind of stuff. And I should say like when she was a sophomore hooked on meth, I was not friends with her. It was actually like I would say I became really good friends with her 2 months after she got clean. And ever since then, from what I know about her, she was clean. But moving beyond that, her own mother, as I said, like and all that stuff, it just led all of us to be like, this is the party house. And so basically,
Yeah.
anytime we wanted to get fucked up, we wanted to go crazy, do the shit that most teenagers want to do. That was the place to go for us. Smoke blunts, smoke joints, hammer back shots, and just have no problem with it. All the way into the night too. I remember, dude, we could go like 4 in the morning, and there'd be no problem. Because I remember there was like, I think it was sophomore, freshman, or sophomore year of the homecoming. I fell asleep on the floor with just like a tiny blanket on me and a pillow. And apparently, that chick that lived in the house I've been talking about just came in. She woke up in the middle of the night, hammered, took the blanket off of me, tied it around her neck, and started running around the house claiming that she was some kind of superhero. I shit you not, though. I woke up the next day wondering where the fuck my blanket went.
That's hilarious.
Like, I really did. I woke up the next day like, what the fuck? Like, why is it so cold? Like, this isn't right. But though I can't give her this. Like one of my greatest memories of partying came down to they were all like handing around this bottle of UV. I want to say like blueberry or raspberry vodka or some shit. And I had never been. This was the first like couple times I had been drunk in my life. And they handed me that bottle. after everybody taking some sips, and I was like, I don't really want to do this, guys. I don't want to. And I was about to try pass it away, and they all finally enticed me enough. The peer pressure, hit me. But I did. I fucking took that bottle. I just gulp, 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 gulp. And before I knew it, and from what I believe what they told me, I did damn near half the bottle because I just didn't taste the alcohol going down with the UV vodka, and I guess, smoked so much that I didn't feel it. But I hand off the bottle, and then one of the guys that was there, his name was Matt, and he was not anybody that I had ever known, to be real. Like, I only knew this guy from that night, and I could only remember his name from that. And he looks at me and he's like, "You're gonna puke." It's like, I'm not gonna do that, man. He walks up 5 minutes later and hands me a trash bag, and I'm like, "What's this for?" Somehow that motherfucker knew my own body more than I did. I'm not shitting you. Like, he looked at me and was like, "That guy's gonna puke. Here you go." At the exact moment that I puked, too. Like, that was eerie.
Uh, yes, he just knew common math. He's like, I bet that's that dude's first time drinking, and he just pounded a whole bottle.
It wasn't my first time
Yeah.
drinking, I should say that. But it was my first time, yeah, pounding half a damn bottle. Like,
Yeah. So that's what he probably deduced in his mind. It's probably his first time drinking, if not at least that. So he's probably gonna throw up.
so yeah, because we had
Because
camping trips before that
regardless,
we drank.
even if that was water, you would probably throw up because that's a lot of liquid at once. Unless you're used to swallowing an enormous amount of liquid, your body's gonna
And
reject that.
especially, yeah, alcohol at that age for me, sophomore in fucking high school. The most that we had ever done was like we stole a bottle of fucking, I think it was like Canadian Velvet or Black Velvet or something like
You know
that.
what? Yeah, but I didn't ask about
That's what I'm
that.
saying. Though. We spread that around. That's all we did.
Yeah.
But that was like every one of us only had like a couple of drinks. So it wasn't that big of a bottle. So what even led to that huge fucking topic there?
I mentioned that lighting myself on fire was a party trick. You know, like, oh, party, blah 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 blah.
I did blabber. Smitty, go on. Talk about some shit. I blabbered. I'm
um,
sorry.
what one thing I forgot to mention is that I'm learning Spanish through Duolingo.
Really? Hola,
Yeah,
¿cómo estás?
I don't know what that means. They haven't taught me that yet.
That means, hi, how are you? Hola,
Yeah,
¿cómo
they haven't.
estás?
Yeah, they only taught me hello, and they haven't taught me how or are or you yet. So, I only made it through like 3 sections so far in my first whatever
I mean,
thing. And
I can't
I
talk.
mainly am learning it because there's a whole bunch of fine Latinas at my new work, and those booties are totally worth learning Spanish for. And so far, I've been like just picking 3 words a day
El
that I know I'm
gringo
gonna
es
use,
pequeño.
and I just say those to them. I did good morning, excuse me, and sorry, which
Mi amo
is
es
uh
Gabriel.
yeah. See, they haven't taught me your name yet.
Okay, your name is,
Uh,
that's what it is. You go, me llamo es. That's, my name is. And then you just say Smitty.
I'm sticking to Duolingo, and I'm not trying to learn
I
Spanish
took
right
a
now.
damn Spanish class. I'm not trying to learn Spanish right now. I'm in Duolingo taking Spanish. Bitch, that's the earliest lesson you get. Me
No,
llamo
I'm in
es.
a podcast doing a podcast talking about what I've been doing.
Me llamo es. That's all you need to know. My name is. Me llamo es.
Yeah, but
Or me
these
llama.
booties are like insane.
Me llama
So
es.
like, and today, one of the older Spanish ladies that I've been practicing the most with, she kicked my ass. She like said a whole bunch of sentences at me. I'm like, and she barely knows any English. So like, I could not like
She's like,
communicate
chica
other than
pequeño. I really don't. I really
Los
don't know a whole
fronteras.
lot of Spanish either. I keep bringing up the same damn. El baño es pequeño, es glato y corga. I don't know what the fuck that means. I said the chicken is in the bathroom and it's small. I think.
See, I haven't caught up with the speed yet. So like even with the old lady I've been practicing with, I make her say everything she says to me like three times, like slower and slower. I'm like,
Dude, I can't blame you.
at that word, okay, you saying this one more time? Okay, yes. See,
If I'm being real, I still can't count to 10. I still cannot count to 10 in Spanish. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, niete, nueve?
no, I only know up to four.
I'm going to look it up right now, and I guarantee you I'm wrong.
I know up to four, and then I skip
One,
four because I
two,
know Ocho
10, and
because of
okay, I
Ocho
love that
Cinco.
that pops up. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve. Diez! I got it wrong actually. I was close. Diez would have been 10. I was
Yeah,
close.
yeah,
Holy
that was
crap!
close.
I'm mad. Senora Chappie, don't be mad at me. I'm just stupid.
Yeah, yeah. So I highly suggest it. We could be friends on there, and we could earn a lot of experience together and
No, I'm
learn
good. I'm too
Spanish.
slow. I still
And this
can't
thing,
count to 10. I just was off by one
they
and
make it
completely drunk.
super
Maybe I should have
easy.
been drunk learning Spanish, actually. Hang on.
That duh, duh. That's what do you think I'm fucking doing? They
Senora
told me I was
Chappie,
too
start handing out
retarded.
shots in the class, damn it.
They told me I was too retarded in high school to take a foreign language.
Well, they probably thought you were too retarded to learn how to play an instrument, too. But there you are.
No, I came with that. I came preloaded with
Where the
that.
fuck my dad pen go? I need that thing. That's like my best friend.
No, I was on an IEP, and that was one of the rules with the IEP. They're like, he's retarded. He can't take a foreign language. He barely knows English.
I mean, I barely know English, and I'm American.
Yeah. So, but in the free version, I know I can take two lessons, and they also offer a music, a math, and a chess lesson on there separately as well. But it's free. And I know you could take two courses, but I haven't chose my second course because I kind of either want to take German or French after I learn Spanish. Not too sure which one yet.
I hear, honestly, if I was to learn anything, I would kind of really want to learn Japanese.
That's on there, and people are doing it. I'm kicking their ass in the leaderboard though.
Well, what I hear though, like just from like a lot of people that have visited Japan, like it's just such a beautiful country, and the people are really friendly towards Americans and stuff. Even after what we did to them, even though now I guess
I
we
just
do fund half of their fucking country through anime
I just don't like the
and
language,
cars.
and I don't like the writing.
Well, when you know
It's
what's
just a bunch
stupid,
of
this sounds so racist. This really does. But
and what I
half,
said didn't.
no, but this is what's really bad, Smitty.
I hate
Half,
I hate how I
half.
hate how they write words.
That's
It's a
what's
bunch of
fucked
scribble.
up. You're not wrong. Their language literally is a lot of what where we say melon, they say marin.
Yeah, and you look at it, it's a house.
No, no, it's melon still. They can't say L. It's the whole joke by how they called the company Lululemons, and the guy just didn't want Japanese and Chinese people to be able to fucking pronounce it, in which they call it Ru Rimen. It's literally that for their language. It's so fucking stupidly racist from like how we would interpret their language. But it's real. It really is. If there's an L, it's an R. 100%. Like, it really is. It's fucked up, and that's why it's so easy for so many Americans to learn Japanese because a lot of the words are really just women, Lululemon. Meron,
I
melon.
hate it.
It's isn't that
Hate it.
so shitty? Oh my god,
Hate, I hate it.
it's so dumb.
It doesn't even sound awful in a good way. Like German, like the German language sounds awful, but it sounds awful in a good way. That just sounds awful.
And it really is. There's just so many fucking words where it's just the L is turned to an R. That's the only difference. And it's just racist to me. I'm like, okay.
That's just awful.
Like, it's so. The fact that even you were like, that's awful. Like,
It's awful. It is. This is awful. Sounds awful, and it comes to an awful place.
like, dude, it is. It's such like a racist feeling to fucking have that. But at the same time, I feel more racist for wanting to learn it.
I wonder why every American smiles when they do it. Just get a slight chuckle from you.
No,
At least it got caught on the mic.
nothing got
I
caught.
heard it. I heard it.
Not in my roof lemons.
Yeah, but like just a few words of Spanish I said to these girls though, it's like I'm getting pulled in. Like they're like they weren't looking at me at all, but I said Buenos Dias to a couple of them, and now they're all like looking at me, staring at me, like, "Hey,
Whoa.
just take it down."
Just know if they call you a punta, it's not good.
Yeah, I know, but I might just lean into it, be like, if it's the girls, be like, What'd you say?
I'm
What
only the
about that?"
punta for that motherfucking punta.
Yeah, I'll just play dumb and just be like, clipped out.
I was going hard for it, brother.
And that entire time it was clipped.
Ah! You damn right. That's
They
so
just
annoying.
ruining the
We gotta fix that.
podcast.
We gotta fix that. That's probably a setting somewhere. Gotta figure that one out. But I was saying poontang in a complete stretch and like singularity moment. This guy's a
Yeah, I
loser
got
though.
it.
Just remember that.
I seen I seen that.
This guy's a loser though. Remember that. See him munch on a thing like it's a pecker. It's crazy. Who makes the best pizza, Smitty? That's my fucking topic. Because you are the guy that's eaten 100 different types of pizza. This guy's eating pizza with corn on it. Okay? We thought pineapple was crazy.
That was a homemade pizza, okay?
I kind of should
Kind
have
of like a
suspected that.
homemade.
What place would have corn on deck? Like,
It was a homemade corn, okay?
I should
It
have
was
suspected
homemade
that, to be
corn.
honest, because I should have
I
thought
made
about
one
that.
homemade corn in my life, and I could never let it down.
No, I should have suspected that too, because what fucking pizza place would have corn on deck? Like,
I
like
actually been to one pizza place that had corn on deck. So there
corn
was
on
one
deck is
place.
a crazy term already.
And I was so hyped, and everybody else in my party was acting like you do, like what the fuck, and everybody else like what the fuck. I'm like, you ain't never had corn on pizza, like,
Dude, I can't stand corn mixed with things. I love corn on its own, but the texture just catches me so off guard when it's mixed.
um, if we're talking like massive chain restaurants, um, I like the Papa, but
Mm.
Marco's is a close is up there with it. Like
Oh,
the Papa,
that's where I differ. Sorry.
yeah, like those are my first go tos. I'm either going to Papa or I'm going to Marco's, and then if I was still living in up where you lived, only if I wanted chicken bacon ranch specifically, I go to Al's.
Ooh, yeah, because that is a hard. Mm.
It's a
Al's
very
is such a.
Pacific pizza, and that type of specialty pizza, you can shop around to different places and figure out who makes the best one. And in your area, for my taste, Al's for chicken
Really?
bacon ranch.
That's insane because Al's went so downhill, in my opinion. I mean, growing up, we
Yeah,
literally would get
I mean,
subs and shit and cheeseburgers order from all the time. They'd be top tier. But,
yeah.
recently it's just, ugh.
Well, I don't live there no more, so I can't really attest to that. But before I left,
I
yeah, I
can't say
remember that
recently. Well,
it went
and that's what I'm
downhill.
saying. Yeah, I shouldn't say recently because before you left, it was about the same time that I had it.
It was getting shaky.
Okay, so yeah, then we're probably about the same damn agreement there. That's probably why it's your third choice. But I gotta agree with you on the first one, Papa's. But I also learned from working at Papa John's because at one point, I'll admit to the viewers, I was down bad, had no job right after Christmas, and was like, screw it, Papa John's is right next to my house. I'm gonna apply there and become a pizza maker. And I started doing that, and I got the job that I work at now, actually. And so I kept the pizza place, and I was working both jobs, and that was actually like probably one of the hardest points in my life because I'd wake up in the morning at like 5 o'clock, clock in at 6, get off at 2:30, be at Papa John's at 3:30, clock out from there at 10, and then I'd go home and try to get good enough sleep. What I mean, and I did it for like 2 months. And I did it just to the point where I can get a amplifier for my bass, if you remember Smitty, actually.
Hmm.
And it really was like it was not a great job, dude. They paid me $11 an hour, I think. Not even that. And I would make more money in a week from my full time actual like first shift job there, working in a metal fabrication shop where I work now. More in 1 week than I did in 2 weeks working at Papa John's. And they
But you're
wonder
still working at that plastic bottle place when you worked at Papa's.
No, no, I quit there, and then I went to the NKP, and then I got fired for creating a hostile work environment for calling out a manager for not doing his job and fixing the damn paperwork that kept causing us to work overtime. And he didn't like that I called him out for that, and so I was called out for creating a hostile work environment. Granted, I did
Yeah, you're
threaten to
still
fucking
in your
shove his
90
damn
days
esophagus
calling out
down
a
his
manager.
asshole. Well, I did threaten to shove his esophagus down his asshole. But that was
Yeah,
only if you didn't fucking
can't
fix
do
the
that.
paperwork that led me to work on Christmas Eve. You sack of shit, Zeke. I'll call you out, motherfucker. Sorry, people. That one gets me to this day. I got caught for being hostile when that guy wouldn't fix paperwork that made us basically work on to Christmas Eve. But no, it was all beyond that. And it was that. Like it led me to get some decent like money and all that stuff. But I did learn like the managers there would short people on their sauce and cheese and all that stuff. Like I can't trust my town's Papa John's. They do not give you better quality nor better ingredients. And I'm going to let it out right now. As a former worker of Papa John's, you guys want to know the secret? It's the same ingredients as Domino's and Little Caesars. They get the same ingredients delivered. The only difference in Papa John's is their sauce. It's the only difference. Papa John's has its own special sauce for marinara. But the pepperonis, the ham, the bacon, the mushrooms, every bit of it is the same as Little Caesars. Now, I want to emphasize that Little Caesars and Domino's. So do with that what you will, people. Just fucking buy Little Caesars. If you're down bad and you want pizza, it's the same shit as Papa John's, just cook faster.
I still think you get a better result if you go in and order like I do. I always go in and order, especially when I live there because they only use Door Dashers there.
Well, yeah,
Up here
yeah,
where I'm at, up here where I'm at, the Papa's has their own drivers. And I
dude,
was so stoked when I found out.
they would
And
get mad. Sorry,
I always
sorry,
go
you go
in
ahead.
and order, and I always get a pretty much a perfect pizza every time. So
That's awesome for you.
And
dude,
I always get a side of meat, and they normally throw the side of meat for free because I always say the side of meat's for my dog, which it is.
I would get bitched at for actually like, and it was too, like if I was like 10 seconds late on making a pizza, I'd get bitched at for trying to make sure that this was a decent pizza. You know, I would always have that thought in my mind, like if I got this pizza delivered to me, how would I feel? 100%. Like that's how. Sorry, these hiccups and burps could get me.
It
But
would
like,
depend on the time of day
well,
and
yeah, and
which
if it's like
day.
rush hour, it was different. I would like try to throw down the pepperoni as fast as possible, but I would still try to do the circular motion. These managers shit would just be like throw out, toss, 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 and it'd just be like, all right, well, you got 8 pepperonis on one side and 3 on the other. Send it out. No, hey, dude, I'd be pissed if I got that pizza. No, I'll throw at least. I'll try to make sure you get at least a half decent amount on each side. You know what I mean? And I would get bitched at for it, and I get bitched at for using too much cheese when these guys be shorting people cheese. And we need to move on. I'm getting so mad about talking about Papa John's working again. The only thing that company did for me is buy me an amplifier for my bass. That's all they
But we
did.
both agreed on the place to get pizza, and then it was
Not in
both
my
Papa
town.
John's, and you went there.
You know
You
what though?
didn't
You
have to
got me
go
though.
there.
You did. You got me with it though. It's like the last podcast that we had to cancel because I got so mad. No, but moving on
You went
from
there.
that,
You went there,
I
man. I
did.
did not take
I
you
did
there.
go there. It hooked me so hard because it just I can't understand
I
that.
just didn't want to be blamed for that because you went there. You
I'll
asked
always
me
blame
my favorite
you.
pizza
I'll
place,
always blame
and
you. Screw you. I'm American. I'm white. I blame the
can't
next
blame me for
guy
that.
fucking before I blame myself. What do you
I
mean?
got these fun little pops today. See,
What are
it's
you
on a
doing? Shoving it
stick.
up your ass, you homo?
I ain't never seen a Rice Krispie on a stick. It's like a Jeff Dunham puppet.
After you shove it in your ass and start moving around a little bit, maybe.
Maybe.
Speedy, you got some topics? I got a few interesting ones. I came up with them off the top of my head.
Go for it.
So I wanted to know what was something that like morally changed you. You know what I mean? Like you were going through life and you were just like, like this is how it should be, and then like a crazy instance happened in your life. The man is sparking up a cigarette on the podcast. Look at that. That's a dirty habit. Let's yell at him. Like, what was something like really was like it happened to you, or like you heard about it happening to somebody and maybe you were like kind of doing that yourself and you thought about it and were like, like, I got to change that's got to be different.
Yeah, I don't know. Most of the time when I wanted to change stuff, I just got tired of doing what I was doing, and eventually just got to a point of being tired of it. I just decided to make a change. Like change comes from within, and it doesn't happen overnight. Like you have to decide that you want to make a change, and
Testify.
then work towards trying to make the plans to make a change, and then actually finally taking the leap to change. So like, but during that time you're making your plan, you should be doing slowing down, like what I'm trying to do with cigarettes, alcohol.
No, and you're definitely right. I mean, exactly what you said there is
It's
positive is
never any
beautiful.
external force for me, unfortunately. It always comes from within.
No, and you're not wrong. I mean, even myself, like I've always been the kind of guy, like I always told myself I would never fucking smoke cigarettes, and then there I was smoking cigarettes. And I mean, hell, man, I'll admit I drank a fucking 12 pack of twisted tea every single day for 2 years straight, man. As long as I could afford it, as long as my bills are paid. And it really was like I would save just enough to pay my bills, and then after that, it was like I'd just try to buy the most minimal amount of food I can. And then after that, it was just beer, 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 cigarettes, beer, weed, beer,
Wrong,
beer,
bro.
weed, cigarettes, cigarettes. It was,
Party
man.
on.
It was. It was just. And what's stupid is I was, so young and dumb. I'm still young and dumb, but I was so young and dumb to just be like, man, I don't fucking care if I die doing this. This is how I want to die. I don't want to live that long of a life. I just want to fucking party out and fade away, man. Like, fuck it. And I started having the acid reflux that I'm having now, man. And it just one of those things I gotta realize that you can't do it every day. And
You
that's where
learn
it is
that dying
too.
from partying is actually a slow death.
Well, it's even more than that. I've learned this from researches that I've watched. You can't constantly reward your brain with I think it's epidorphins or something like that. Endorphins or something like that or whatever. It's some kind of like thing that like basically makes your brain feel high or feel great, feel happy and like feel really successful. You can't keep doing that all the time without having a really horrible downfall from it, in which you will feel depressed or horribly angry or just that even anxiety aspect. And that's what it
I think
is.
it's just called dopamine.
That's what it's dopamine, but it's also like endorphins or something like that. Like you're also like anything like that. Like if
Yeah,
you're
there
constantly
is
drinking,
endorphins
if you're constantly
involved, but
rewarding yourself and rewarding your brain and like just kind of partying like that, you're gonna have really, really hard lows when they hit you. And that's what hit me really. I think that's what really started to leave me like that. And the acid reflux building and just constantly doing it for 2 years finally caught up to me. And it just, I'll admit, man, like there's been times where I thought I was having a fucking heart attack at 22, 23 years old. And I was terrified, like texting my family and being like, I love you, just in case I never said it before. Trying to like low
Mhm.
key hide that. Like, it's so stupid, but the fear that would go through my body and the anxiety, it's even stupider, but I haven't taken any of them yet. But I have anxiety pills now. I haven't
I was
taken
gonna
any of
ask
them
you,
yet.
but I wasn't gonna bring it up on the pod. But since you
I'll
did,
bring it up. I
but
will. I'll bring it up.
but
If you
you
ever feel like you have
you answered
something,
my question that I was gonna ask. So
I haven't taken one yet, and that's only because from the moment I got my blood work back and they told me that I was completely healthy, that actually took a lot of the anxiety away, to be real. But I still want the pills because I know that what's causing any kind of like the chest pain or chest weight is my acid reflux because I'm a salt lover. I love salt. I love spicy stuff. I love all that stuff. And I think just eating so much of it over the years, along with my drinking habits and my smoking habits, just wiped it out. And that's where it is. I'm so happy I finally
I
was able to
still say
stop
the
smoking.
doctor should test for it before you say that you have that. I mean,
I didn't have the doctor's test for acid reflux, but my blood test wouldn't show up for acid reflux. It would show up for cancerous or shit like that. And that's what I was worried
I
about.
get all that. You should have the doctor actually check you for that before you go saying it's that.
I believe it's that because,
You know,
okay, Smitty, when you go to bed at night, do you feel like there is literal acid in your chest leading
I
up to your
understand
neck?
all your reasoning and all that, but to me, it's in the same vein as when Justin was calling his baby mama his fiance and then his wife, and
What?
I finally told him that is not what she is. She is just your baby mama. Because until you do what I did, go to the jewelry store with not enough money and they make you feel like a complete loser asshole and laugh in your face,
Smitty, that's what I
and then
did.
you finally make the way down the aisle and marry her, then that's when it all is. You got blood work done that did not test for acid reflux. You need to get tested for acid reflux
Your
before
blood
you go
work
see.
won't necessarily test for that. It's just based upon
That's what
symptoms
I
that you
just
explain to
said.
them.
That's what I just
And that's
said.
what it
You
was.
had blood work done that did not test for it. You need to get actually
No, what
tested
I was
for it.
saying is your blood work doesn't necessarily test for acid reflux, from what I've been told. It's something that you kind of just know and you talk to your doctor about, and they'll be able to fucking tell you, like, oh, so if you're feeling that, you're feeling this, you're feeling that, you're feeling this, then yeah, that's acid reflux slash heartburn. Heartburn, acid reflux are basically hand in hand.
Think the doctor might have a few more steps.
And it's
That's all I'm
that,
saying.
dude. It really is that. Because if my blood came back completely clear from any kind of cancer, any kind of what was it called high blood pressure, any of that, then that's the only thing left. And it makes sense because I eat a lot of very acidic things. I drink a very acidic drink with a high amount of sugar, in which this is actually the first amount of this that I've drank in a week and a half. Like, and that's what it is. If you do that, and I did for 2 years, I drank these, which are very highly acidic, along with eating a bunch of very high acidic foods. You're gonna have heartburn. You're gonna have acid reflux, and it's gonna build to a point where it hurts, and it does a lot of times hurt my chest. And I'm lucky I don't feel it now, but it is that like I didn't realize it until a couple days ago. When I went to go lay down, I even talked to my dad about it. I was like, like, do you ever feel, what I mean, like your fucking chest and throat are burning when you lay down horizontally? No, that's not a normal feeling that anybody feels. And I looked it up. That's acid reflux. I mean, I didn't bring it up
Yeah,
to the doctor because I didn't think it was a thing at first, and I haven't had a booking since. But next time I go in there, I'm gonna bring it up to him if it's not better. But it's been better since I've realized it, and this is the first time I've actually drank these in a while. I've been minding my vegetables and fruits, been eating a lot of just chicken. I'm getting antacids soon, so I can really make sure that I'm cutting down on that. But beyond that, I'm feeling a lot better, and that's what it is, man. Like you don't need a doctor 100% of the time to make sure you're all right, but it's nice to know that all the other stuff I was worried about isn't what was the problem was. It was just some fucking stupid smaller thing that I let build and build.
yeah. But to change topics, since you were playing your Lego game and then Grand Theft Auto, I've been playing a game this week as well
What's
called
that?
Dave the Diver. Dave the Diver.
That sounds familiar. Is that like a pixelish game?
Yeah, it's 2D pixel art.
See, I think I've seen it on
Been
Steam a
really
few
enjoying it.
times.
Yeah, it's pretty much a good quarter of it is a diving simulator, and the other quarter is just a restaurant simulator. But it's pretty fun. There's a whole bunch of different little mechanics, and it's just fun. But it's not a roguelike, which is totally against what I play, but it doesn't stop me from playing it like a roguelike. I have deleted my whole save file a good 5 times so far.
I never delete my saves unless I've completely finished the game already.
I'm used to roguelikes. I mean, when I die, I should be dead. You don't send me back to the main menu. I feel like I cheated, so I'll send myself back.
That's so stupid, man. It really is. Because you have to realize those games are not meant for you to last the entire time without dying.
What
They're
if,
just not.
what if I'm just
Unless you are like a
what
champion
if
player.
I'm badass? Yeah, what if I'm just badass?
Seeger, how you doing? Smack some sense into
Yeah.
your fucking owner. I don't know.
This is
I always feel like different about that because I always love games that even though like I die and I respawn, I have to like face the boss at the same health that he was at. Like it's better to respawn and have to face him again than have to go all the way back and repeat all those hours of your life that are gone. If not,
I know where it stems from. I did some thinking and some soul searching on it, and I know where it stems from.
where?
The fir- the first video games I was ever exposed to were the arcade cabinet. You insert some quarters, you get the game until you die.
Yeah, that makes
All those
sense.
games were roguelikes.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. But I also like my first games were like basically Pac-Man and shit, like just like that. So it's like, but then again, I also grew up with the Wii and stuff. So I guess
Yeah,
that's like kind of those things.
I grew up in the mid to late '90s. I still had all that shit. People were still smoking inside. Like
Makes sense. I gotta go pee real quick. I'm gonna pause the podcast if that makes any kind of
on a
sense.
P2.
Alrighty.
But other than, the mechanics and that, the game is just beautiful because of the 2D artwork, and it just makes me want to play it on a CR TV, and which a lot of those pixel art games do. But once again, I'm too broke to do that right now. But one day I totally will.
I mean, I get how you feel. Like, I want to do just a whole bunch more of what I'm doing right now, even with like the whole streaming and trying to record stuff and just my own current situation. It's like trying to save for this, trying to save for that, to try to pay for that and try to pay for this is like it's out of the question in a way. It's
Yeah,
like all I can do is just kind of keep doing this mediocre step that I'm in and hope that like the more I keep doing this, the more comfortable I feel in it too. Because like I just say like for my earliest streams and like trying to record on a camera, it's made me so much more comfortable when we first went to go do the podcast. Even like I feel like even since like the first podcast, I've been pretty comfortable in front of the camera trying to do this because I had the little bit of extra steps in it already. But I don't know, like there's so many extra things that go with it, and I need to learn them and figure them out more because I I know I could make this podcast even better if I just learned an extra couple of steps or a few different things about editing or all that. And as much as we love just uploading the podcast all natural, there would be a few times where like having a little bit of an edited thing would make it funnier or like add a little bit extra of an edge to it.
yeah, some cold ones editing, like those little edits they do, like they'll like freeze somebody but keep the other guy moving, or
Oh
like
yeah,
melt the
like out
face,
of nowhere, like they'll make
those little edits,
yeah, like one of the ones that get me constantly is like they'll show like their teeth are
You'll do
like
a
fucking
quick
super
zoom.
yellow. No, it's not even that. Like one of them will, like smile out of nowhere and their teeth look super fucking yellow and rotten. But the next scene is perfectly white. Like their teeth are perfectly fine. So you're like, oh, that motherfucking editor
Yeah,
got me.
yeah, you
Like
know what I'm talking about. Those little tiny
yeah, and then it
edits,
was like I love the cold ones for that especially because like they have such good editors. I don't got the best teeth; they probably do look half fucking rotten. I was not great when I was a teenager about brushing them, and even though I am better at it now, they don't
Yeah,
look
just those little
as much as
micro
they
edits,
should. But
I
yeah,
think would
like
do good.
and that's what it is. Like like trying to learn shit like that is like what I learned to do, or even like what's it called, subtitles, putting better subtitles on for there's like a funny moment that might get like a little what's it called mispronunciated in the sounding
I think it
aspect.
would be really funny if when we're both talking at the same time, you go into
Subtitles on
one
one of your
person's
screen.
ear, one person's in one person's ear, and the other person's in the other person's ear for the headphone listeners. I think that would be really funny.
I don't know how I would set that
But
up. I don't know how I would do that,
I,
but you see, it's like that
I,
once again. Like,
I, I know it's possible because another podcast I listen to, they do that.
and that's where it is. Like, I need if I could learn something like that, that would be amazing.
Yeah. Um,
Ooh, I had a good
I do
topic.
want to expand on you being scared of the spider.
Which spider?
You said you were scared of a wolf spider in the garage.
Okay, so I don't know if it's a wolf spider or a brown recluse, but those are two of the most heavily poisonous spiders in the area in which I live in, other than a black widow. And that motherfucker is living in the window in which we covered with cardboard, right in front of my record player and my mixer slash PA system. And I'm really terrified that I'm gonna like be sitting there relaxing one day, and he's gonna be like, "I really want some human damn blood," and I'm gonna have a really serious fucking poisonous bite to deal with because those are two very serious spiders I have to deal with in this the country, in this fucking county, I should say.
Well, unfortunately, right now, you have no option but to kill him. Because if you go to relocate him outside, he's going to freeze to death.
Low key,
So,
I kind of wonder if he did because I've not seen him in the last couple of days.
so if you are not comfortable with living with him, there is no other option but to kill him right now. Because
You
any
know,
option you
Smitty,
choose
I was
still
once
kills them.
given that same option with you, and I let you live. So
Yeah, so you just might have to live with another Smitty.
yeah, no, I'm killing
Unfortunately,
it.
that's its fate.
I will stomp its fucking head in before I live with it.
But most of the time, if you leave spiders alone, they leave you.
Where'd that come from? It just
What?
came out of nowhere. I mean, it was just like
You are in hell.
I just keep.
So
It does like come from heaven, right? Like, hey, Ozzy, toss me a fucking beer, bruv, dude. You threw
wouldn't it
that
be
shit way
ironic
too
for
hard, dude. He
wouldn't it be
missed. You threw that
ironic?
shit way too hard.
Wouldn't it be ironic for Ozzy to be in heaven?
That is the hilarious part. Is every meme you see is like Lemmy welcoming him to heaven. If you guys know who Lemmy is, it's Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead. Both Ozzy and Lemmy were huge collectors of Nazi memorabilia. Granted, they grew up in that time. Like that was like actual history of their childhood. Like, they grew up playing in burnt out houses, bombed out houses, and shit like that. But Lemmy especially had like a huge Nazi collection. And that dude like died with a fucking poker player in his house and basically died from alcoholism. And they're always like, he's welcoming Ozzy at the gates. I'm like, Ozzy may have been, a lot better towards the end, but from what he even told us in his book, I Am Ozzy, he made a lot of sins. He made a lot of them.
Yeah, both Lemmy and Ozzy definitely have seen some gates, but I bet they weren't pearly.
Right. Like, I'm like, both of them, I'm like,
I bet, I bet,
yeah.
uh, I
That's
bet
like,
the gates they seen had a sign above it written in Latin, and the words translated said "Abandon all hope."
I mean, it's the same gate that I truly believe Nikki Six, Tommy Lee, and Vince Neil will see. I mean, just the exact types of dirt bags of rock and roll. I mean, absolute. It's the same one that what was his name? Oh, did we talk about that at all? The piece of shit metal guy that died in prison because he was like,
You
uh,
talk about lost prophets, and
yeah,
he was
that
more of
guy, Ian Watson. Yeah, like
he's more of an uh,
yeah,
screamo type
but he
deal,
talked about
but
literally
they
fucking
would call it
kids.
more the pop punk, if
But
you
you know what
ask
I mean?
me.
Like that entire aspect of what he did, like literally in the book The Dirt, those guys admit to raping chicks. And it's like, yeah,
And
you
he
guys,
admitted to raping children
and that's what I'm
up
saying.
to
Like,
6 months old.
they deserve to be in prison. Like, there should be no statute limitations for when you say, yeah, we raped a chick in a closet. What? Like, that shouldn't just be fucking brushed under the rug. You, I should say not you, but Nikki and Tommy should be in fucking prison for that. Like, and it's just the shit that Vince Neil did too. Beyond that, like the only person in that band
Yeah,
that was
he
worth a
killed a person.
damn. Yeah, like the only person in that band that
Vince
was
Neil
worth a damn
murdered
was
a
Mick.
guy.
Mick may have been a drunk, but he didn't beat women. He didn't rape women, and he never once treated people in a way that should not have been fairly treated without him being horribly drunk. I guess he may have made mistakes when he was drunk in the aspect of treating people, but not in a way of which those guys treated people. I mean, and that does come from a guy that absolutely loved Motley and loves Motley. I got the greatest hits sitting right here from them,
I mean,
and to this day, I can't. After listening to their book, and just after them kicking Mick out and then trying to make to where he has no money from the band at all, even though he was literally a quarter partner of that band. Sacks of
yeah,
shit.
that
And also this, there was a one band that was kicked out of the final reunion tour of Ozzy or whatever, that farewell show. There's one band that was kicked from it because they wanted paid. And I swear to God it was them because they were in the middle of a lawsuit against Mick.
Well, Motley's always been you pay us or
or we don't
we
play.
or we will harass you.
And it's that, and then that's where everybody does believe Motley Crue was the band that was kicked from Ozzy Osbourne's last show, especially because their biggest fucking tour, or their first big tour, came from Ozzy Osbourne's Bark on the Moon tour, or Bark at the Moon tour, I should say, in which they were doing um, Shout the Devil, which was their
Yeah.
first big album. That right there is
Yep.
music history, people. Just so you know, right there. It was most likely Motley Crue that was asking for that money. Motley Crue is sacks of shits, other than the guitarist, Mick Mars. Great guy. Everything I've ever
Yeah,
heard.
it
And
just sounds
a
like
great.
everybody's an asshole.
Well, I'll say this too. I listened to Mick Mars' latest album,
It sounds like a
Loyal to the
Kiss
Line.
situation. Everybody there is kind of an asshole.
Okay, that's even bigger of a bigger thing. All those guys are scam artists in a way, in my own opinion.
Hey,
Um,
but rest in peace, Freely.
Fuck no. All of them were scam artists. They were all fucking scam artists. They made the simplest
Yeah,
music, and the only thing that drew people in was the fact of how they looked and acted. They made no decent music. I don't listen to any Kiss music. Even the I wanna rock and roll all night. Never fucking listen to it. That's not even on my play. Not a single Kiss song is on my playlist.
yeah, I don't care for secular music. I've been listening to it a lot more recently because of I only have a Bluetooth device for a Bluetooth speaker to listen to my music, and I'm not allowed to have headphones at work. So, but they do play music over the radio, over the intercom system, pretty much, and it's all secular bullshit, 4/4 timing, and I'm just so bored with it all.
Can you actually
I
like
mean,
show me
it's
what is 4/4 timing? Is that like a
4/4.
all right? So what's a 2/4?
Like that'd be two beats and four, so it'd be like it depends on how you want to do your two beats from there. You want to put them together and rest for the rest of the time. You want to go boom, rest.
See, this right here,
Like
people, is music theory. This is where we're learning it, right? Am I wrong?
yeah. So
So to be
that's
like,
4/4 is four beats and four measures.
what would something like that be?
You did cut out a lot, so
All right, so I was gonna
but
okay. Let's see if I can do it. Let's see if I can do it a little bit quieter here. It cut out again, but it would be like a bum 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 bum. Like what would that be?
if you're placing your root note right there at the end of each one, then that still might be 4/4. It's in the spacing of 4/4.
See, people, I don't know music. I really don't. I just like to guess and hope I make a good damn tune. This guy is so damn technical with it. He's like, ugh, you 4/4s. Ugh. Let me tidy my necklace at you. Ugh.
Because I ruin music for myself. That's another thing I've been doing soul searching on. Like, why do I hate secular music so much? And it is because of the 4/4. Like I only know this because I've dove so far into music. And then while I was soul searching that, it reminded me of the topic that we didn't record when you said you didn't like all these different subgenres. I'm like, I liked learning about all the different subgenres. I
Well,
liked learning all the different little technical terms and
and
like
Unreal, actually, let's dive
I
into
like
it. Let's do it. Let's dive into it. I'm down to. I got enough fucking freedom to here. Like it is to me. Like
well,
I don't understand a lot of these different genres and the
if you're gonna
differences
talk
between
about a
them.
subgenre, you got to pick a genre.
All right. So,
So
what genre would you consider like Black Sabbath?
Black Sabbath. if you want to like be fine tooth comb with it,
Fine tooth comb it,
first, if
man. You're the metalhead compared to me, really.
you want to be fine tooth comb with it, they are first and foremost classic rock or metal, whatever adjective there you want to throw.
All right.
But
So,
you see,
do you know the
but to
band
me,
All
as soon
Time
as you
Low
say
or even Black Veil Brides?
all time low and Black Veil Brides, I know both. Yes.
All right. How would you identify those two? Because those are definitely not the same.
I mean, I was still going with Black Sabbath, but I'll go back to it. All time low. If I'm just going quick and fast, they're a pop punk band. Going
Definitely not
Black Veil
wrong. You're
Bride,
definitely right.
Black Veil Brides. They are a what did they call it? They called it metalcore or
I
yeah,
don't fucking know. I'm
metalcore.
asking you, homie.
Yeah.
That makes
Also
sense.
known as scene, but scene has some other adjectives along with it, but I believe they would fit into the scene
What would you identify
aspect.
Slackjaw as, actually?
Uh, rock.
I hate you. I hope you die slowly, you fucking slithering
From
snake
the little bit I
asshole.
heard, I would also say thrash.
I wouldn't hate that, actually. Thrash with a little bit of metal. Because there are some ones. I
Yeah,
didn't show you all of
but
it.
then they, yeah, but then they have some outliers, like that stupid monkey song. So, which
No,
puts
no, no,
them
no.
in a
The monkey
somewhat.
song is Soup's All Alone. That's not
Okay,
that's not Slackjaw. That's Soup.
okay, okay. Then from what I'm remembering, I would feel most comfortable calling them thrash. Maybe slight skate, but mostly thrash.
I honestly want to like clip this part, send it to Slackjaw Metal or whatever, and see what they think because that is like what they call themselves Slackjaw Metal. And so I really would love to see what they would think about this opinion
Hey,
because I really
thrash,
like I can actually
thrash.
agree with that. It makes sense. A lot of their music, I could really see myself skateboarding to. And like if I really could, if I had the skill like you did or somebody else did, like just hitting some good ass like moves too or something like that, like it makes sense actually, the more you say it.
Thrash is a style of metal. It's not a style of metal I like, but it
I know.
is technically metal. But yeah, that's a subgenre of metal. So if you would say metal, I would say subgenres thrash, doom, stoner, math, core. Um, and there's a whole bunch of cores once you start adding core into shit. Um, um, you got doom metal, you got black metal, you got death metal, um, you got extreme
It's just
metal,
that's
you
what I'm
got
saying
avant-garde
is
metal.
there's too many different metals, man. Like, and that's
They
where
all
like
do
at the end of the
such
day,
drastic differently stuff. So like, and I view it as portals to different dimensions and worlds that
well,
are all already perfectly segregated. You can just pop your head in there and dip your toes in whenever you want,
well,
and
I'm not
dive up
saying
to
you're
your neck.
wrong, but at the
Yeah.
end of the day, when I think of it, it's like how rap has what you would call Chicago drill, West Coast, East Coast. You have oh, what's it called? Like just all these different types of it. You know what I mean? And at the end of the fucking day, it's just rap. You know what I mean? Like it's just fucking rap music, in my opinion. And that's how fucking rock music is. Like at least like metal music, because there is a difference. I will say that between rock and metal. Like Led
See, I'm
Zeppelin.
not that well versed in rap music, but I bet if I was
But
well versed
but
in
it
rap
does.
music, like I
No, and it does.
am in
It has the
rap,
same differences
funk,
as metal.
and jazz, if I was as versed as that, I feel like I would hear all the
Well,
differences.
and that's what it
But
is. Like metal has
to
the
me, all
same
rap sounds the
differences
same.
as rap music nowadays. There's Chicago drill, Georgia fucking straight dancing. I don't know. But it's just like that. You know what I mean? Like there's fucking deathcore for the death rap. There's
I mean,
screamcore
jazz has a whole
for
bunch of
scream rap.
subgenres too.
But it's just like that. For each one of those genres, there is just 100 fucking subgenres of it. And at the end of the day, just fucking call it what it is. If you're rapping, call it rap. If you're rocking, call
I
it rock.
think
If you're
you would be
metaling out,
more.
call it metal.
I think you would be more fine from where I think it all stems from. It comes from the experimental movement in the 70s. So I believe it all stems from the experimental music alongside with the start of outsider music. So I believe that's where all these different subgenres really stem from, is
Uh,
when all that wacky shit happened.
I don't know.
So
To be real, you know the stupidest thing I
I'm
think,
talking about Frank Zappa, Captain Beefheart, the
and
Shags.
I hear you. And you know what this all lines up to me with? It sounds so dumb, but it's the same as all these different people wanting to be like, I'm special because I'm like this and I'm like that, when really there's nothing special about me. You know, I'm talking about people who are being like, well, I identify as a fucking toaster, and so like, my sexual identify, blah blah, makes me this and that, and I'm like, ugh, it really is. It's like
Listen to
I'm
one
a
Frank
meta
Zappa.
listener of this, and so that makes me
Listen to
this
one
kind of
Frank Zappa.
metal listener.
I would say listen to one full Zappa album, but that's a lot. So I would say listen to a good three Zappa tracks, and you would get the whole experimental movement. But I honestly think you would like Captain Beefheart. He gets a bit weird, but he don't go so experimental.
But you know where I'm coming from, right? Like there's just like that weird generational like FOMO,
I
right?
just think you're just uneducated in the topic. Like I like diving all these weird
Well,
topics.
no, like I'm
I like how they're segregating and making new words and genres for things. Like I like it all.
I don't. I think at the end of the
Yeah,
day,
I
it's
like
just you're trying to do the same thing that, and it sounds horrible, and I don't want to sound like I'm any kind of fucking anti-sexualism or whatever, but it's just the same damn fucking movement as I identify as it, that, this, and that. Like it's just the same fucking thing. I make this
well at
kind of
the end
music,
of the
so I'm
day,
more special than this kind of guy. Well, I think that I don't have a dick, even though I have a dick, so I'm more special than that guy that does have a dick and believes he does. Like,
at the end
what?
of the day,
Get
you
a
are
hold
a
of
band,
yourself,
which is
homie.
a business, and a band is just a drop in the ocean of bands. So you got to do whatever you can to stand out.
And that's so
So
dumb to me. Just fucking be yourself. Nobody will ever believe in you if you're not just
they're being
being
themselves by
yourself.
making a new genre.
They're not being themselves, making a new genre. They're just being themselves, saying they're making a new genre so they can get more fucking clout for it. They're not making a new genre. They're just reimagining an old one and half-assedly adopting other ones to make it sound like it's something new. And I can tell you that from making songs, writing songs, and trying to even find my own fucking voice. It's
Yeah,
all that.
that
There's no fucking
yeah.
true
Originality's
and
been dead. We're
exactly.
not arguing originality here,
And that's what I'm
unless
saying is
unless
stop trying to make yourself a new brand. You're not a new fucking brand. You've been done over and redone 100 fucking times, and they're gonna do it again with you, buddy. I mean, look at me. I'm sitting here wearing these fucking spectacles, half talking like my goddamn name is Ozzy Osbourne, but I'm fucking American. Like it's just
I like all the genres. You're not going to change my mind on it.
I don't believe in genres. I get so fucking tired of it. I should say multiple genres within a genre. If you're rap, you're rap. If you're rock, you're rock. If you're metal, you're metal. If you're bluegrass, you're bluegrass. If you're country, you're fucking country. Like, stop adding all these stupid specializing details. Make yourself feel more special than the next guy that comes along.
I
Because
like
I'll be
it.
real. There's so many people that are more
I like it
talented.
for when somebody asks me for suggestions, I can point them more in a focused direction.
I
Like
can I can agree with that
thrash,
more. Well,
if someone likes thrash, I can direct them down more the thrash pipeline because I know the thrash sound. So all the thrash music can go down this pipeline here. But if someone's more like me and like the more expensive experimental avant-garde stuff, I'm going to take them down the math rock and then the math core, line, and I'm going to show them some jazz because the jazz has a plenty of subgenres itself too. Like
Well, okay, I shouldn't say I don't disagree with that, but it boils down to like that kind of aspect though, like where you have that aspect where it's like, well, if I want to listen to this kind of thing, then I'm going to show them this kind of thing, and blah blah. It's like that just throws away from the entire aspect. I feel like 'cause it's like you're like, well, hang on, you want thrash? It just shouldn't even doubt out. It's like the band itself is the way that they are. You know what I mean? The song itself, like, because there is like if you know a really good band, then a really good band does not follow the same, what I mean, archetype of what other ones do. I mean, like, what's it called? Queen. Queen went from doing just straight up rock and roll. They did a rock and roll and fucking opera album in which they were told was not going to do worth a shit at all. But here we are with Bohemian Rhapsody, which is
Yeah,
one of the
and that
biggest songs ever created.
yeah, and I could show you lots of bands that pretty much kept Bohemian Rhapsody as like a concept and just
But that's the
birthed
problem.
a whole bunch of shit from that.
But that's the problem is they took that song all alone as a concept. Like if you take it as a
How's that?
concept, you're gonna know where it's coming from.
That's the first time that rock and opera was married, so you have to use something as a footnote when you want to expand on
No,
it.
no, no. If you're gonna expand on
That's how
anything,
the internet works.
and that's why the internet is music's biggest problem. The internet does not cause any kind of creativity. All the internet does with music is keep on subtracting. That's why you're hearing the same fucking love song over and over again. That's why you're hearing the same fucking rap songs over and over again. And you're sitting there
No,
being
that's
like, oh, this is the album of the year, even though I heard this 3 years ago. You
no,
fucking
that's
hate
just
people.
from capitalist. That's just from capitalist record companies
And it's even
seeing
beyond that,
a
man.
dying fucking market as it is, and can't get new artists to sign because the 360 deals that they offer everybody knows is fucking shit now. So,
Well, I mean, even beyond that, man, it's just it's gone down to the whole aspect of most artists don't make money anymore off of their streams or off of sales of albums anymore. So the number one way they make money is merchandising. To be 100% real, it is that merchandising,
that's always how it always
hoodies.
has been.
Well, it's not just that. That's what I'm saying though. Merchandising before was just album sales. That was merchandising for the
No,
longest time. I'm not saying only, but it was. Like the biggest part of what paid them was their fucking album sales. But since nowadays nobody is buying albums, nobody's buying CDs, music is free on YouTube, free on Spotify. The only way these guys get money is the actual tour and the actual merchandise they sell from their own website. Because if they're selling merchandise in which most times at a big arena, they have to give a percentage of the merchandising profit to the gatekeeper because they allowed them to sell merchandise. And so that's what it is. The biggest money maker for any kind of musician nowadays is merchandising from their own hoodies, their own. It's no longer their actual music. That is pathetic to me, to be honest.
pretty much always has been. They never made money off their record. That's for the record company
No,
because the record
no,
company gave you money to
no.
make the record. Yeah, that's what
That's
a 360 deal is. They give you money to make the record. Regardless if you spend that money on making the record or not, they still want that money back. So any money that your record generates, the record company takes. That's why they don't make money on their record.
That's the problem. Is before they made their money back from the record. Now they don't, Smitty. That's the problem.
Yeah, you
Before
make it
they
back
could,
once you pay off that loan, but that loan has gotten even
but that
drastic. So
loan,
we are
that's
disagreeing
the
on
problem.
everything.
Before that, the loan wasn't nothing. The loan for making a fucking album before was nothing. Because it's just a piece of plastic getting pressed back then. Nowadays, a piece of plastic getting pressed for a certain vinyl is more because that's an outdated stretch of thing the way we make music. You can't get no, it is. It's outdated now because it's
You
easier
still
to
have
upload the album
studio
to
time.
YouTube.
You
No, it
still
is.
have studio time. Shut up. You still have studio time to book. You still have to book a mixer, a engineer essentially, and then you have to book a masterer, and then you have to go get it printed, and then you got to
Not
distribute
true.
it.
Not true. Not true at all. There are plenty of artists that made it off of Spotify, made it off of fucking YouTube, made
We
it
were
off of
talking
all this
back in
shit.
the day.
That's what I'm saying is that's the difference. They make more nowadays because of that entire aspect. Even though you want to say yes, they had
Yeah,
producers and they had all that blah blah blah, they made more off
yeah,
of
but you
that
were talking
because they
back in
made
the
money
day.
off of sales. Nowadays, even when they make money off of just them alone doing it, and they upload to YouTube, or they upload to Spotify, they collect a percentage. They collect all that part of it. It's the same as it
Yeah,
was before. They're not making any more money than it was before. The only money they really made before was the sellage of their actual album sales, in which would actually show the increase compared to what they paid for the albums to come out. Nowadays,
yeah. You
they
only
get the
make money
release
on your
date.
albums when you do it DIY. If you do it through a record company, then the record company's taking all the pot until you pay off the loan.
No matter what, a lot of times, in order to get a record made, you have to go through a record label. You have to. Most of the time, you have to. It's a rare necessity that you can get somebody to press a record for you that just has a record presser. I mean,
No, it's just more getting the runtime in the factory.
that's what it is, man. I mean, that's where it's different. It is. I mean, you can't get
It's
you can't
not
sit
that
there
different.
yourself and record. You can't sit there yourself and record all these instruments or even just a vocalization of all this stuff over beats in a cheaper way than you could paying for a whole band to go in there and try to do it. It'd be cheaper to pull
You're
your whole
going to get
band
a
in there to do
different
it.
quality. You're going to get a different quality, and the higher quality one is going to cost you more money. I mean, that's just the simple matter of fact. You,
It's no matter what, Smitty.
you pay for what you get, you
If
know?
you think that they weren't making a whole lot of money off of their sales before, you're stupid. Because that's truly where they're all complaining. The only money they make anymore is their fucking merchant sales, which isn't their actual album selling anymore. That's a hoodie or a hat or a coffee mug. Like they don't make record sales anymore. That's a big problem. In which people try to say this is the album of the year, this is the song of the year, this is the blah blah of the year. How can you say that is this of the year when nobody is paid any fucking money to actually listen to that?
Because it's all about clicks now.
And that's the problem. This guy made more money this entire year from merchandising of his own album or his own, blah blah. And that's where it is. And it rolls down from the rap industry just down to the rock industry, just down to the heavy metal industry, just right down to even, as you said, the jazz industry. You do not make money anymore from just having an album. You don't. Even touring, a lot of times, you don't make much money besides your own fucking souvenir. You really don't. It's saddening to hear, but it's the own reality that every single artist is reaching at this point. And it is that the more money that you make from merchandising is the most money you'll make in the music industry.
And then you haven't even got to the end of the year because all these bands have to pay taxes.
And a lot of times at the end of the year, they're owed a tax bill, to be real.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. They still have to pay taxes.
And that's where it even is, yeah. And that's the
Duh.
hardest part. They have to
Because
hope they have.
you listen when I talk.
No, I don't, because you're a fucking idiot. And half the time you make no damn sense. Son of a bitch. I fucking hope you get your throat slit by a goddamn cucumber. But still, moving on. No, but it was that. Like, it is that. Like, they really do. They rely on a lot of their sales in order to fucking live anymore. They can't rely on just an album sale. And I can say that as somebody that bought Eminem's most recent fucking album. Nowhere near his album sales of the Eminem fucking or not the fucking Slim Shady LP or the Eminem or the Marshall Mathers LP, which I own both. Both of those are cheaper than the fucking Slim Shady or not the what's it called, the Coup de Grace, the Death of Slim Shady. That's the one that I have, the latest one. That was the most expensive fucking record I got, and that was straight from his website. Like it really is. Like merchandising is the only way that your band or anything that can survive nowadays. You cannot go in and be a residential band anymore without any kind of merchandising. Because I remember that's a big thing too, is being a residential band. That still doesn't work anymore nowadays.
Yeah, because there's too many bands I want to play now.
It's not just that; it's literally the fact of
No, it is a
nobody.
matter.
Well,
It
no,
is a
well,
matter of fact.
no. The
Back in the
problem
day,
is
guitars, amps cost more than what
no,
people were getting paid, and now there's a lot more cheaper knockoffs that you can just acquire, and
nope,
anybody can
nope.
play, and
I'm
anybody can
sorry.
make music.
I'm sorry. You're wrong.
Like
I'm
you,
sorry. No, where you're wrong is in the fact
yeah,
of
I'm just straight up wrong.
I want to
Yeah,
be. No, I'm telling you, you're wrong because I've been watching this, and this has been a fucking big thing that I've been seeing going on. And the problem, which is that nobody actually wants to fucking be in a band anymore because nobody believes they're actually gonna get paid to do it anymore. Because there's no fucking point in doing it. Even if you do get booked on a small venue, you're not likely to get paid much shit at all. So it's like, what's
uh,
the point in
it
practicing and
never.
doing all that time?
All the early bands never made money in the first place. They knew it. They just kept at it. They would make money.
But
So,
nobody
but
also, but nobody
nobody
also,
has the love for the grind anymore, is what you're trying to say.
even if you do have the love for the grind, people don't have the love to go out and see bands they've never seen before live. And that's the biggest problem. It
That's
is my
true.
generation's biggest problem. My generation will not pay money to see a band that they do not know of. My generation will not go out and watch a band play live when they can just sit at home and listen to their album for free. That's the
I would
problem.
say that's definitely your generation. My generation will still do that because when I went to go see Daikaiju in Cincinnati, there was a lot of people my age there who I'd never heard of Daikaiju, and they paid for the ticket.
And
You
that's the
know,
biggest problem. Like a lot of people my generation will look at a concert ticket and be like, that's just not worth it to go and listen to them live. Fuck that. I can save that money and have an easier bill next month. That's the reasoning. Instead of just being like, let's fucking party and
I
watch
don't
these
blame
guys
your
go
generation
nuts.
for being completely scared of the future,
It's literally
but
that. No, but it's
my
literally that. Like
generation seen some shit, and we just don't give a fuck in from the beginning
that's
in the
just how
first place.
so
So
many people I know are though. They're too afraid to actually just be like, I got one life, man. Let's fucking have some fun with it, right? Like you gotta gamble. You got one life, man. You got one fucking life. You gotta gamble at least a little bit of fun. You can't sit there and be like, well, on everything, man. Like that's just you can't have fun. You can't. I refuse to believe you're having fun.
yeah.
All right, but we got enough. That beer straight fell off the fucking table. We got enough for one
Thank
more
you for
topic.
joining us once again for what? No,
I was saying we
one
had enough
topic.
for one more
Uh,
topic. Hey, do you want to cancel now? Do you want to end it now, bitch?
kind of.
Okay, one more topic. One more. One
And shoot,
damn more. What was your favorite childhood movie? Childhood movie.
Tremors,
What was it?
Tremors.
That's actually insane because mine was a horror movie as well.
People are saying this is a horror movie.
They call it a goofy horror movie. You can't just say it's a regular
I never
movie.
once seen it as a horror movie. I always seen it as a comedy. I seen it
It's
as a monster comedy.
okay. It's a B Hollywood movie.
I've always seen it as comedy. Like
Okay,
I just seen like a short where
well,
this one eat girl said it was her favorite movie as well, and they called it a horror movie. I'm like, it's a horror.
Okay, well, you're gonna agree with me when I say mine. Do you remember Friday the 13th, Part 3? That was when
No.
they first were introducing horror movies into 3D, and they made Friday the 13th Part 3, but then they also called it Part 3D. We were supposed to wear those corny ass glasses where they had like the red and the blue on each side, and they had like the fire poker going into somebody's eye, like just the cheap old, I mean, like 3D scenes.
Yeah.
And dude, me and my buddies would get so fucking baked and watch that movie and just be laughing our asses off the entire time we're watching it. But it was like our favorite movie growing up because it's like horror movie, just as even you kind of brought up. But it was like Jason got his mask, but at the same time, like the way he was killing these guys was just so comedic to us. And then he loses in the end. We're like, you fucking idiot! Like you could have killed them all 100 times over. You fucking dumbass.
I just I never found Tremors scary. Like the monster looks goofy. The whole premise is goofy.
Well, that's what
Like
got me. Was like,
it's just also campy. Like it's like when they told me The Evil Dead was a horror movie. I'm like, how campy that movie was. I literally thought it was a comedy.
well, no, like I can say that, like Jason Voorhees, like I'm not scared of him now at all, obviously growing up. But like when I was a little kid and shit like that, like I honestly God thought that Jason Voorhees was just low key lurking out there. Like no matter where, I didn't know like at all where his location was. So I was like, the motherfucker could be like, Lake Erie. That motherfucker could be at like Lake Larmy. Where the fuck is Crystal Lake? And so I was like, low
Yeah.
key, like
I
growing
really
up,
do
I
want
did
to
have
see
a
Tremors,
slight
but I
fear of
never once
Jason.
be like, oh, the ground's shaking. Everybody get to a high place.
Well, actually, the hardest one, he gave me that word from reminding me. I wasn't scared of the boogeyman growing up until my uncles, when my family would have this hog roast every year, which is literally a hog roast. We would roast a hog, it'd be the middle of summer, around my birthday, and we'd all gather, we'd have a bonfire, it'd be late at night, and just a couple years in a row, my uncles would like be sitting up in the woods area, and they'd be like, Gabe, it's the boogeyman. And, being a little kid, that made me shit my pants. Like, and I mean, I completely shit my pants, like terrified that I couldn't even go up to the fucking thing, like the trailer to sleep. And like those guys legitimately terrified the fuck out of me at that point, which my dad would have to go up and like clear the area to make sure that I could go to bed. I mean, like literally, he
Yeah.
would. He'd have to clear the whole area. He fucking like walk around the whole RV, fucking camper area.
It just now came to me. I think me being predisposed and really liking Tremors made me gonna be predisposed to like Sharknado. I remember you having a shark reaction when I said I liked Sharknado. I'm like, it's just a fun little campy movie. It's not supposed to be scary, I guess. Yeah, it's a scary premise, but it's not scary. Sharknado is in the same vein as Tremors, if you ask me. This is coming from a man who ain't never seen Sharknado, and until you see Sharknado, you don't have an opinion. Just saying.
I don't give a shit.
That's
Sharknado is a fucking rape B movie for a reason. It's horrible. I'll never sit down and waste my life watching that.
it's an amazing B flick,
I won't.
and and until you actually watch it, you don't have an opinion. That's like saying you don't like a dish, even though you ain't never tried that dish.
You know what,
Like,
Smitty? Call it a podcast. It's 1:38.
thank you once again for joining us for the StumbleBums podcast. I've been your host, the Twisted G, and Studio Bum Diggity. I want to pass it over to your other host, right over there
The
in
real
hell.
motherfucking Twisted G, y'all. Okay, let's see now. We are sitting here at the end of the podcast, and this idiot Smitty Smitzilla has no idea what he's talking about. Go ahead and subscribe. Please comment, and please tell us what the hell was your favorite part about this podcast. I would love to know. And If
Yeah.
anything at all hits your mind for a question which you would love to ask us next time, hit us up in the comments of this or the email which should be provided on to y'all at the end of this podcast. Smitty, go fuck yourself. The end, y'all. Have a good one.
Like and subscribe.
I ended.